Hello and welcome to Nirmal Bang, ladies and gentlemen. I am Hiral Dadia. We have Sunil Gala, MT and CEO at Navneet Education, joining us on the show. Sunil, a warm welcome and a very good afternoon to you. My first question coming to you is the kind of disruption that we've seen on the back of COVID-19. It's not really left any of the sectors unturned. Education, again, which is one of the pillars, of any economy, that's something which got impacted as well, because still if you go to see, school colleges are still shut. What has been the kind of initial impact that you've seen in the first 60 days of lockdown?
So I will split this answer into two, which is one is the stationery business that we are in, and other is the content or the publishing business that we are in. So as far as stationery business is concerned, and particularly exports, fortunately we were allowed to operate from the second week of lockdown itself. Part of our manufacturing locations also started in the second week of April. So overall, as we say today, our all operations with regard to stationery manufacturing is on.
Hmm.
With regard to sales, yes, no export orders have been cancelled. And in domestic stationery, various parts of the country are opened up. So sales have started in reasonably good way. As far as publishing is concerned, manufacturing plants are on near Ahmedabad. It means the printing plant.
Hmm.
But as far as sales are concerned, those are quite low. And as you rightly said, till the time schools and colleges do not reopen, we won't really see a good sales cycle. So now that we are awaiting for various governments, and in particularly Maharashtra and Gujarat government, to decide on the schools reopening, we believe Gujarat government will be opening much faster than Maharashtra. Yeah, so that way we will start seeing good revenue coming in from the publishing as well. But all in all, I would say the quarter has been shifted more or less to the second quarter.
Absolutely. Now, because for education as a stream, you've always seen, I mean, what is necessity is a necessity. If there are X number of students, those many books are going to be required. So whether the purchase happens in the first quarter or the second quarter, the financial year as a whole does not seem to be affected, especially on the education front, right?
It may get impacted a bit. I'll give you two reasons. One is we have reasonably good sales for pre-KG books, so pre-primary books. That I am still not sure whether such schools will really reopen in the current year.
Okay.
I've been hearing on various forums that parents themselves are not keen to send their kids this year. They may skip 1 year. The other forums do mention that parents do not have an option but to send. So we are not sure on that. So that may get impacted. And secondly, our major revenue comes from a category called workbooks. So depending on the schools reopening, if finally the schools are there only for 6 odd months, few schools may decide not to go in for workbook category for the current year.
Okay.
As far as our other category, digest and 21 most likely, that I'm sure that it will not be impacted. But little preliminary or premature for me to really confirm whether any impact will happen during the year also or not.
Right. So overall, right now, any number crunching that you guys have done internally to understand as to what is the overall impact that we could see on business, because no sector is spared this time. And
True.
everyone is of the opinion that if not making a profit, at least we should try breaking even. If
That's right.
not, I mean, that's what the entire aim is. For Navneet as well, any numbers that you all have looked at as to what you would look like? I mean, what FY21 would look like?
I can tell you from the revenue wise,
Hmm.
not profitability wise, though
Absolutely.
we have controlled a lot many expenditure, but we still do not know what kind of actions that we will have to take. As far as revenue is concerned, uh, again, I'll split that into two. Publishing business, we believe around 15 to 20% we may get impacted for the year.
Okay.
As far as stationery is concerned, domestic stationery may again get impacted by 10 to 15%. Exports will be able to manage what we have achieved last year.
Right. Any impact you're seeing on the back of the e-learning, the digital side of business? Because that has come in as a major disruption as well. I think I mean, one question that I always have, a conversation about is that probably parents were the ones who actually wanted to keep their kids away from iPads, from mobile phones. And now they're compelled to give this children all of these gadgets because of the impact of COVID. But do you think that's something which could have a disruption and impact? And if that happens, how do you at Navneet plan to evolve out of it?
Sure. So, if you all know, Navneet has always focused on SSC curriculum.
Hmm.
95-96% of the
Right.
students of the country, they learn through SSC medium. In SSC schools, we have really not seen schools taking actions or school trying to give online learning. Uh, Apart from school teachers agreeing to do that, even at homes, among the at homes also, we realize that it is not practically possible to for a child to learn from home. So all in all, I would say hardly 1% SSC schools would have started doing this. Whatever that we hear of learning from home is majorly in CBSE, ICSE schools and IB schools. So that, of course, is not going to impact on Navneet uh, for the current year or for many years, I would say. But simultaneously, what we have done is through our subsidiary eSense Learning, we already have a full digital platform which we were trying to subscribe to schools, requesting them to subscribe to and use that in the classroom. Uh, in the recent times, what we have done, we have already tried aggressively marketing our digital learning programs to the end consumer. It means the students directly. Now, we are seeing good traction in there, though not from revenue side, but usage point of view, we are seeing good traction. Uh, I do not think that we will be yet able to convince schools to use that as an online platform for them to teach from school and students sitting at home. But I believe, as far as SSC activity is concerned, learning is concerned, uh, we have a only option to market this among the students directly. Schools, I doubt, will be able to really take that part very seriously.
But any reason can you pick up for that? Because think about it. I mean, you have CBSE, ICSE, IB, the newer boards who've already accommodated all of this. Why isn't the SSC board then evolving and saying that no, if the other students are able to get that learning sitting at home when there is a crisis period, why should a student studying in the SSC medium not be given that kind of education when there are crises like this?
So these are the economics, individual family economics as well. One school has to invest a lot in uh, developing rather, okay, Navneet kind of companies may provide them content, but as far as there is infrastructure required to disseminate the learning at home, schools have to invest. Then
Correct.
the keenness of the teachers to really take initial part and then continue to keep students involved in it is a second part. And the third part, which I said on the recipient side, that is at homes, unfortunately, SSC school going children's at their home, it is practically not possible, being small houses or many family members at home. It's practically not possible for them to learn quietly sitting at home. And so these are the both side. I'm saying that one, infrastructure wise, there is a problem in SSC. SSC schools hardly meet up their ends during the year by collecting meager fees of 15 to 20,000 rupees per annum. So for them to invest more money into infrastructure, that itself is challenging. And then teachers also not ready at all. We believe and we will try ourselves also to convince such schools. But the other side problem, recipient side problem, we really do not know how to solve that because the limitation that each child will have at their home.
Right. And another question for you, Sunil, is that with SSC, with IB, IGCSE, with the other boards that are evolving right now, the importance of SSC boards is going down. Do you think that is something which could come in as a threat? That's number one. And even if it does come in as a threat, how do you think I mean, for example, that you said that okay, now you have a subsidiary which you are looking to promote, you are marketing as well on the digital side to minimize the impact of e-learning. So on the same side, because SSC is going down, you have the other boards that are evolving. Do you think you could be taking active participation in other curriculums as well?
So, as you remember, 4 years ago, we did acquire a company called Britannica.
Correct.
Now we named it as Indianica, that is in the publishing of textbooks to be
Hmm.
used in CBSE and ICSE. So, that front, we are ready if that really happens very fast. But simultaneously, what we are seeing that maybe 2,000 schools may be getting it converted to CBSE schools, or more than 3,000 schools again comes up for SSC. And
Okay.
majorly not English medium, but the regional medium schools. For
Mhm.
regional medium schools to get converted to CBSE is very, very expensive and challenging. So that will happen slowly, slowly, but simultaneously, as I said, we are ready with the publishing activity if that really happens. And of course, not related to Navneet's core business, but we are experiencing the growth in CBSE through our investments in K-12 Techno. And we are seeing good traction, very, very good traction there. So that way, indirectly, we are part of that growth whenever it happens. But from Navneet side, we are ready with the products that CBSE, ICSE schools would require.
Right. And with regards to all the plans, also in terms of if you have to look at stationery, if you have to look at the publishing side as well, how are you looking to operate from here on? Because you have social distancing norms that come into play. Probably, when we talk to a lot of other manufacturing industries, everyone's of the opinion that probably we will work at 50% or maybe less than 50% of the staff. If there is one shift, we will have to increase that to three shifts because the number of people working per shift is going to be less. How are you planning to manage that? And do you think that is going to be something that will impact the operating expenses?
No, as far as plants are concerned, our experience has been that though COVID is a disaster for every one of us, but that brought us, it opened the eyes of many of industrialists, including all companies. So safety angles, what was required even earlier, now companies like Navneet and many others have implemented that. So from safety standards, we are already on. And as far as manufacturing till date is concerned, keeping all safety measures in mind as prescribed by the government, we are able to actually operate to 80-90% already.
Okay.
Only challenge today is the transportation. Frankly, at manufacturing level, we have no challenge at all right now.
Okay. But overall, so how are you all maintaining social distancing? Are there same amount of people that are working in every shift?
Yes, same amount of people, only the space, there was no constraint on space. We
Hmm.
had to really use more space to manufacture the same quantities. So that way we have been able to really manage it quite well.
Right. And on the printing side, any issues that you faced at the migrant labor community?
Uh, yes, to some extent, as far as our stationery plants in Maharashtra is concerned, we did face that. But fortunately, Silvassa and Ahmedabad, the near Ahmedabad plant that we haven't really faced that. And we analyzed that whichever companies were not really compliant in terms of various statutory benefits to the employees, including contract laborers, those companies have suffered the most. Whereas we were compliant from beginning, and therefore we really do not have that issue big. But as I said, the challenge today is only on transportation to move goods from one place to another. There to find transportation is a big challenge as of now.
Right. And very last, with regards to normalcy, you did say that that there's a possibility that the first quarter would have moved to the second quarter. But do you think by second quarter, say by July, August, September, one of the 3 months, you will see normalcy that will return, where schools and colleges will be started? Anything on that front that you've been hearing?
Yes, respective, as I just mentioned, that Gujarat government is quite active in reopening many things, including schools. So maybe by 15th July or so, they have already announced that they will reopen the schools. The way they have opened up everything of late, and I have heard today that from 8th of June, 100% Gujarat will be opened up. So from that angle, I believe that come August, September, we'll have definitely normalcy as far as Gujarat is concerned. Now, in Maharashtra, the challenge would be not across Maharashtra, but cities like Mumbai, Pune, Nasik, where impact is much higher, there and which are big markets for Navneet as well. So there we are still not very clear when schools really be able to open. But keeping fingers crossed, I believe by August, September, things should normalize. And everyone has realized that we have to live with this disease.
Absolutely. And very lastly, my last question coming to you again on the digital front is you did mention that you've been marketing the digital side of business. If there is a need to scale up on that front, because we don't know where we are where we are going to go from here on with regards to COVID. No one knows as to how long this is going to extend as well. Everyone's just making guesses based on the kind of data that is coming out. But do you think, are you well prepared to roll out the digital, e-learning side of business in full-fledged, in full form? And if yes, what are the kind of investments do you think you would be making as a company?
So there are two ways to disseminate knowledge digitally. One is pure digital play, where we are of course ready. We already have excellent experience of 10 years to we have invested in there. So and we are already working on various products that we really need to provide more to the students. But simultaneously, we have also started working out with a product which is phygital, which means digital with physical product. So that we have aggressively started making plans for that, and in 2-3 months time we'll see products rolling out. So it's not only digital we are thinking of learning from home, but more and more usage of digital with physical product also should happen. That's the plan. So we are working very aggressively on that right now.
Right. And what is the kind of investment you're planning on that front?
Oh, I don't think so. It will be hardly 10-20 crore investment right now,
Okay.
and that is a smaller amount for Navneet.
Right. All right, Sunil. Pleasure speaking to you, and thank you for sharing those great insights as well, because this is one of the most sectors which has been impacted, but is the backbone of the economy as well. Because some things can stop, but I don't think so. Education is something that can stop for anyone.
Yes.
But I hope you're keeping safe as well. Stay home, stay safe. And thank you everyone for joining us as well on the show.
Thank you, Hira. Thank you.